so important you keep your heel further back and underneath you. Okay, bring those legs back, hold them a little bit. Just asking very gently to go forward into trot. Try not to round your back. Try to flatten the back. Good girl. And walk. Yes, that's already. Does that feel better? Good girl. And again. See, practice makes perfect, but only the right sort of practice makes perfect. You can do something wrong 10,000 times, it's still going to be wrong. So do it in small increments and walk and trot. Just keep it very small. Look up. Low leg back. Good girl. Can you feel your back starting to move there? You're not bouncing. Brilliant. Well done. And again, just a few strides. And walk. And walk. Try not to brace. Look up. Keep your back a little bit flatter so that you're not either hollowing it or rounding it. Lower leg back. And trot again. I'm just having to keep an eye on the time here. And walk. Right, well I'm going to risk getting on him because he looks like he's... I'm an old age pensioner now, so I have to be a bit careful about the horses I get on. I've never seen in my life before. So, nice and square. And I need a mounting block for sure to get on. Right. Just bring him over here, Corinne. Good, Matt. Hey? Very sensitive. Look, no hands. He's all a bit sensitive on that side. Ooh, pat. And again. Just getting used to my age. And a little bit of rain because he's still a little bit unsure. Good boy. I'm just letting him relax with a completely new rider on board. And stretch forward and down. And I've never seen him before this morning. I haven't had to sit on him either. So, but these horses are the most generous and kind horses, and I've now got 5 Lusitanos. It's all Sylvia Locke's fault, really, for having introduced them so much in this country, and Diana Thurman Baker's mother, Nan, as well. And these horses are just, once you've ridden them, you never want to ride anything else. So, and I've just bought a 3-year-old at my age, which is a bit crazy. Right, I'm just going to ask him to come up together a little bit more now. I'm just going to ask him in a minute for a few steps of leg yield. As soon as I've taken up a bit of contact, he's a little bit more unsure. He's so light to the leg that I'm having to use virtually nothing to even be able to show you. So normally when I'm asking for leg yield, I would just be asking him again with the swing of his belly, so that I'm using my leg at the optimum moment when the horse's hind leg is coming under and across. So if I just change the rein again. Good boy. Right, we'll risk a trot in a minute. Could be a bit speedy, but we'll see. Good boy. Good boy. And then we've just got the transition through by rising slower and not sitting at all. So I'm just going to take him up again and see what he's like to sit to in sitting trot. And I can tell you his right shoulder's coming back, back, back. His left shoulder's going forward, forward, forward. His left hind leg's coming under, under, under. His right hind leg's coming under, under, under. And that's because my seat bones are separating and I can feel exactly what his back is doing underneath me just by what my seat bones are doing. So when my left seat bone's down, 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 it's a bit difficult to do it in Trot, he's so quick, he's Trot. Or I can just call out again. Let's try. Left seat bones down, 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 down. Right seat bones up, 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 up. And that's, if you can feel what your seat bones are doing. Now, I'm going to risk it here and do the good old dressage riders. Whoops. Stop kicking on that poor chap. But you can see how sensitive he is. And that by me, whoops, I'm quite upsetting and that's okay, you go back to being a nice calm for stallion, that's it. And you can see how easily it upset him by me pushing the both seat bones together, because he can't actually feel what my seat bones are doing, and I'm opposing his movement all the time. So I'm just going to ask him for a few steps of shoulder in here. Here I am turning my body to the inside, because I want my outside hip pointing down the track with his outside shoulder. Good boy. That's a good boy. But if I want to turn off the track here, all I do is advance my inside seat bone, and he's turned, okay, a bit like a boat of anchor there, lost his course a bit. Does he do traveller at all? Well, we're going to have a go anyway. Now my body's pointing towards the wall. Okay, good boy. And flexing him slightly to the right. I should be looking down the track, but I wasn't. And so you can see the difference in the body positioning. Advance inside hip here, bring him around. Ask him for a few steps of travel this way. He's prepared to do it. Good boy, well tried. It's okay, it's okay. We're going to have piaffe in a minute. Does he do piaffe? Ooh, ooh. Now he's tighter on this rein, he's saying no, he can't cope with that. So it's not fair to ask him when if he's not been used to doing it. I'm just going to see if he'll do a few steps of half pass. I haven't a clue what he does, so let's just see whether or not he can manage. No, he says, I can't manage to go away from that. Like, oh yes we can. No, not a full pass, you're not a Western horse. Okay. Oh. Good little man, clever boy. Right, we'll go back on that right rein again because it was easier for him. And I just want to show you how the positioning of the body is so important in lateral work, and it's so often not taught. And it's just simply, come on, good boy. So I'm asking him to do shoulder in to the right here. Okay. So I'm making sure the outside rein is against the neck, so I'm saying, bring the forehand around off the track. He's a little stronger in the hand than my own horses. Good boy. If I wanted to try traver now along this side, all I need to do is to turn my body towards the wall. So my outside leg is then there behind the girl, ready to push his hindquarters over with the swing of his belly. Good boy. Okay. Ooh. Good job I haven't got a horse box here. Ooh. Wait. Wait. Good boy. Good boy. No, wrong leg. I'm going to risk the canter. Bye, folks. This is nice. Whoops. The motorbike job, but never mind. Good boy. Now let him calm down again. Wait. He's got loads of talent here, Corinne, and you're a nice, light, kind little rider, and with more training, he's going to be quite spectacular. I have a feeling we might have had Piaf then, but I'm not sure he does know it. And the lighter I can be with the contact, the better it will be, because it will encourage him to stretch forward and down a bit more. I mean, he's never even done a show before, and I'm a strange rider. I think this is pretty good going, really. Ooh. He's anticipating the C word again, by the way. I'm going to just check the time as well, because I'm renowned for running on. Ooh. I think we've got a few minutes yet. Okay. If there are any questions, don't hesitate to ask me, because obviously the problem is it's a very short amount of time. But you can see that when you're taught to absorb the horse's movement, you can sit very quietly. Your hands are completely independent of your seat. You can use your legs without appearing to do an awful lot. You can use your body positioning to change the position of the horse. This is, yeah, your legs are a bit longer than Corinne. He's so much like my little PRE girl thing, actually. Hot as hell. Fun though. Good boy. But you see about your lower legs in particular, Corinne, you need to keep those lower legs back, because while you're sitting like that, you're getting behind the movement a lot of the time. You're coping very well in rising trot, a lot better than you were in the last video I saw of you. But by coming to upright, let's go back to rising trot for a second. And you see it's actually stopped even this very hot horse trotting. So if I go back to rising trot forwards and back, I'm allowing my pelvis just to float forwards and back, forwards and back, forwards and back. Now if I come upright, and you see how even a little horse like him who's so hot, I've actually stopped him dead in his tracks. And this is where so many horses get punished for the rider's mistakes, but it's not the rider's fault. As far as I'm concerned, it's the teaching. Teaching needs to be thoroughly overhauled, as far as I'm concerned, in this country and others. I've taught all over the world and seen it all over abroad as well. But as long as you're teaching the rider to work in sync with the horse, then you can get on a horse anywhere in the world. They'll respond to the aids. The only time I was really a bit bamboozled was when I rode Dave's Master Copy, the Western horse, that Monty rides in his demos. And apparently the weight aids are different in Western riding. They actually put the weight on the outside seat bone rather than the inside seat bone. So I kept going the wrong direction for about the first 10 minutes. But I soon learned to adjust my aids to where the weight needed to be. And it was great fun, I have to say. A good Western rider to me, I'm just as keen to watch as a good dressage ride. A little bit more again. I'm trying to keep him on as loose a rein as I possibly can. He's so reactive to your leg. You've got to be really careful not to use virtually any. But I like a horse actually to be a bit less reactive. I want him responsive, but not just as reactive. And so I would work to get him to slow the tempo down and have a longer, slower stride, which with a horse like this isn't easy. And certainly if you come by my stand later at all, you'll see some photographs of a little PRE project horse that I bought, Andalusian a couple of years ago, very badly fallen crest. The whole leg was just tipped over to one side. Very, very hot horse, and it took me quite a few months to get him to slow the stride. He's like a sewing machine in walk and an even quicker sewing machine in trot. But you'll see a very big difference in the photographs of him 9 months later at the breed show, when people couldn't believe their eyes at the change in him. So with this horse, he just needs to be ridden very quietly and get him to actually listen so that we get a longer, slower step in the rising trot. But let him sort of stretch forward and down, but without just curling back. So I'm just going to slow the descent. Good boy, there. Even though the stride is not yet longer, he's actually listening to my leg without running off. I'm just going to ride him more on the snaffle. Good boy. The trouble is I don't want to get off now. I knew this was going to happen, Corinne. I didn't want to get off. But what I want to also show you is how to use the reins too. So, okay, he tends to want to overbend at the minute. So what I would probably be doing is slightly lifting the hands. It's the only time I would ever do it if a horse does overbend. Just lift and then give, and gradually in time they learn to extend the neck forward a little bit more. I'm not one of these ones who goes around wanting the horse's nose way in front of the vertical, thinking that is actually correct now. People are going too far the other way. I'm very anti-roll cur, where they've got their horse, the dressage horses, with their chin literally jammed into their chest. But at the same time, I'm also anti with people going around making their horses too hollow. This, for me, it's just about a happy medium for everything. And I've been fortunate enough to train with Luis Valença or in Portugal, one of the great masters of today. And I know that he's absolutely for a happy medium, not anything extreme. We're finished now. Well, I'm afraid we haven't got time for questions by the look of it. I've been enjoying myself far too much up here. I will be doing another demo tomorrow, but our stand is M22 in the marquee. If anybody wants to come by and ask me some questions there, I'm more than happy to answer them. So, thank you everyone.
Thank you very much indeed to Heather. Absolutely fascinating. And of course, thank you to Corinne as well.
Bring the weight forward while the shoulder supports it as it comes forward. And between the contact, the understanding of being in front of the forward aids, and the contact, the half holds, we can help the horse to transform that natural balance into carrying 2/3 of his weight on the hindquarters and only 1/3 on the shoulder.